From the outside, it's clear that the entire MMA community can feel the pressure building around the heavyweight division. And right in the middle of that storm is Tom Aspinall, a champion who has poured everything into the UFC, yet somehow finds himself buried under criticism, doubts, and non-stop controversy. Rumors and headlines are exploding everywhere, claiming that Dana White is fed up, that his patience has finally run out, and that he's considering stripping Aspinall of the title after some fans accused him of faking his recent injury. The situation has created a tense atmosphere that only seems to grow with each passing day.
Bully Aspinall has finally come out. Tom Aspinall is showing he doesn't care about the UFC and the UFC fans who have been giving him shit for a long time.
He's going at the fans, he's going at Dana White, and he's going at Ciryl Gane.
Let's go over what he said. Ciryl Gane is a cheater. He goes into fights looking to eye poke, back of the head shots. He even said John Jones, before he fought Ciryl Gane, called him a cheater as well. Then he says he's pissed off with Dana White, and he's also said he's got Brown syndrome, which is a pretty serious eye condition, which may involve surgery. He's not training right now. He just wants to get his eyes back to 100%.
And you know what? It's all warranted. Dana White, very unnecessary comments after that fight.
You know, he's very much been the nice guy, the polite Englishman, the gentleman. Now, he doesn't care. The gloves are off, and this Tom Aspinall's going to self-ice, and dare I say, he's going to knock out Ciryl Gane. He's coming in with a vengeance in the rematch.
Tom Aspinall went to the doctors, and the doctors has confirmed that he's got some issues with his eyeballs. He's got some soft tissue damage to the eyeballs, and that will happen when a 6'6" Frenchman sticks both of his fingers knuckle deep into your eyeballs, okay? So that's not surprising. But what is surprising is that he has something called Brown syndrome, which basically is where the eyes aren't moving in tandem with one another. So therefore, the eyes, which are basically cameras, right, for your brain, in case you don't know, they're seeing different images. And when you see different images, you see double, or maybe sometimes the brain cuts out one of the images so that it doesn't get confusing and you don't get headaches and stuff like that. And then, of course, when you're only seeing through one eye, you have problems with depth perception.
So for Tom, unfortunately, and even his dad said this, he's like, Tom has 3 fights left on his contract, and then we're going to get a boxing super fight. We're out of here. Because think about it. Well, let's say he beats Ciryl Gane, right? So we're never seeing that again. Who else would you pay to see him fight? Now it's gonna be free on
only John Jones, only.
Yeah, so he has 3 fights left. So you're gonna get Ciryl Gane, he'll get the winner of Alex John, which happened at the White House, and then maybe fight if he loses that, which he will if it's John. If he were to lose that, he fights the loser of John versus Alex. Those are your 3 fights from Tom. And then you go to box, because let's say he's re-signed for 6 fights. Who are you gonna watch him fight? Volkov, or he beat him?
Are you
Pavlich, or he beat him.
Yeah.
Curtis Blades beat him.
Yeah.
Almeida, he doesn't deserve to be in the top 5. Acosta, those top fucking, besides Curtis Blades, 2 through 15 aren't even in the top 25 of this 2015. So for Tom, he was born at the wrong fucking time.
And we'll talk of him being stripped is nothing more than online noise fueled by wild speculati. The pressure surrounding Tom Aspinall and Dana White's frustration is very real. This tension didn't suddenly appear because of an eye poke. It has been slowly building long before that. Ever since the heavyweight title turned into a problem Dana never intended to deal with. John Jones vanished for over a year, leaving the division in limbo, and Aspinall stepped up when the UFC was desperate for stability. The super fight Dana had spent months hyping collapsed without warning, and suddenly Aspinall was holding a belt he never chased. Well, the promotion scrambled to save one of the biggest matchups in UFC history. Through all of this, Aspinall did what he always does. He stayed professional, stayed active, and stayed loyal. He agreed to be a backup. He rescued fight cards. He filled empty slots without complaints. He accepted the Ciryl Gane fight the second it was offered, even though almost everyone, including Dana White, expected him to win effortlessly. But that matchup wasn't the blockbuster the UFC wanted. It was a chore, a temporary fix, a job that needed to be done. And then that simple job completely backfired on Dana White and the organization.
Give us your reaction to the eye poke and how it went out.
I mean, I feel the way everybody feels. Great showing, shitty ending, you know?
It would seem obvious that a rematch is right on the cards. Would you like to just rebook these guys as soon as Tom is able to get back in there?
Yeah, total pain in the ass, but yes.
This one, I mean, John is fully, other than saying, the amount, saying it's on me, it's my bad. A little surprising. It's what, 5 months later and they haven't met, they haven't talked. Like you would think, hey, can we meet? I'll fly to Vegas. Let's go out. I'll meet you in your office anytime you're ready. I'll fly to any event, whatever. Would suggest, I don't know if you guys feel otherwise, would suggest Dana was pretty pissed that he gave him his word and he backed out on the word. That's what it seems like to me. But he's continuing with this thing that he wants to be on the White House card. He wants to make it up. He wants the opportunity. Now, he doesn't want the fight. To the best of our knowledge, they never talked about an Alex Pereira fight. They wanted him to fight Tom Aspinall. And he had agreed, and then he reneged. And so there's no indication. One would think that they would see the light and say, hey, Pereira versus Jones makes a lot of sense. Jones isn't holding up a division. He doesn't have to fight anyone in particular. And Pereira could just move up and give up that title. And we could do Yuri versus Carlos Alberg. One would think that they would be interested in it. The question is, can Dana get over his disappointment, his anger towards John, reneging on his word? But this was kind of the first time that John confirmed that yes, he did in fact give his word, and he did back out.
Just think about the way that Dana White talks about Conor and his participation in this card, which is where we're in lockstep. We're talking to Conor every day. It seems like there's that, and then there's the John Jones where it's like, don't want to talk about it. John Jones is the only one talking about it, completely one-sided. To me, John Jones feels like the break glass in case of emergency option for the UFC, right? Like if Conor can't do it, then you get over it, you swallow your pride and you hit up John Jones. But until Conor McGregor's out, I feel like John's on the outs.
This eye's still a little bit blurry. The other part of this eye is blurry. But the main thing that's bothering me at the minute is double vision.
When he's looking up and in, the left eye is going up and in extremely well. The right eye is kind of stopping. You see how the right eye is just not as high up as the left, and that's a restriction. So the eye wants to go and he wants to track it, but the more I do this, the more he's going to start aching in that upper inner aspect. And then what he's going to do is, if he's in a fight situation, he's not going to be dealing with it. He doesn't want the ache in the eye, and he also doesn't want to have double. So what he's going to do is tilt his head. So that's on that side. If you look at the left, which should be matching it, so you're looking across, up, 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 as much as you can. And you can see how, again, with the right eye, it's up and out, but the left eye is just not able to go as extremely up as possible.
When I got poked in the eye, obviously, and then people were like, his eye wasn't even red. Does your eye always go red when there's something wrong, or is that?
You can absolutely lose your vision without having a painful red eye. So you don't need a red eye to have blurred vision at all. So no.
Yeah. So how long till I can train properly, spar?
It's a long road ahead, but the prognosis is guarded at the moment. I would recommend that you wouldn't fight until your double vision's resolved.
Brutal. Perfectly timed eye poke ends the fight before it even has a chance to start, and immediately the blame shifts toward Tom Aspinall. Fans pile on. Fighters take shots. Analysts twist the situation into a narrative of weakness, and then Dana White, already worn down by months of heavyweight division chaos, steps in front of the media and says the one line Aspinall never expected to hear. He chose not to continue. That single sentence flips misunderstanding into a full-blown attack. It makes the situation sound like surrender. Even though Aspinall was dealing with blurred vision, neurological disruption, and the early signs of an injury serious enough to jeopardize his entire career, then the truth finally comes out. Aspinall releases a raw, unfiltered update revealing that the eye poke caused a dangerous condition where his eyes were no longer tracking together. The dizziness, the headaches, the risk of lasting damage. Suddenly it all becomes clear. And with that revelation, the entire narrative collapses. The fans who mocked him now look careless. The fighters who joked at his expense look cold. The commentators who accused him of quitting look completely out of touch.
I feel as Tom's a great athlete, but I do feel like he's a one-trick pony.
When you look at people talking shit online of like, oh, he's ducking this guy or he's dodging this guy, they haven't seen the work that you've done in the past and how dominant you've been. We know you're not ducking this guy. I mean, talk to me about what you saw in his fight with Gane. Because Gane looked like he was controlling the fight.
With Cyril Gane?
Yeah.
I believe that his wrestling and jiu-jitsu is incredibly overrated. He has a beautiful 1-2. I got to learn a lot about his patterns in his last fight. Beautiful 1-2. That's really about it. He couldn't touch Cyril Gane at all. That's the way I felt. I felt like Gane was just getting warmed up. Gane's hands was down. He was shaking his shoulders, bouncing around.
He was touching him.
That jab.
He busted him open.
He was so comfortable.
I think Tom was looking for a way out, and he took it. He needs to change his game plan.
When Tom gets hurt, he's like immediately incapacitated. It's like you poke my eye.
He never tried to look. It was rag on the eye immediately.
Dude,
he doesn't have the dog in him.
Can't wait to see you compete the White House. Can't wait to see it.
I know. I really hope it happens. Dana, bro, please, bro. Please, I'm training. I feel great. I'm healthy. And I'd be so honored to represent our country and do what I do best.
And suddenly, all the pressure swings right back toward the UFC president, Dana White. Fans begin questioning why a champion who has stepped up repeatedly, saved multiple cards, and shown nothing but professionalism was met with doubt instead of support. People start comparing Tom Aspinall's situation to the past, Francis Ngannou feeling underappreciated, Jon Jones walking away from the biggest heavyweight fight ever, and the long history of friction Dana has had with stars in this division. Now, for the first time, fans are grouping Aspinall, the most loyal heavyweight of them all, into that same category, convinced he's being treated unfairly just like the others. Online. The rumor mill completely explodes. Dana is stripping the belt. Tom faked the injury. The UFC is done with him. None of it is true, but the noise is non-stop. And the louder the chaos gets, the more scrutiny falls on Dana White, because if Aspinall's eye injury is as serious as doctors fear, the UFC might lose its most promising heavyweight champion, not because he backed out, but because he tried fighting through an injury no athlete should ever risk, and that's where this entire storm truly begins. Tom Aspinall isn't staying silent anymore. His patience has run out. His respect has boundaries. And for the first time since holding the belt, the world is seeing a different version of him. A man who refuses to let outsiders rewrite his story. He is pushing back. He is revealing what really happened. He is defending his name with everything he has left, and when he walks back into the octagon, it won't just be about a title, a paycheck, or a ranking. It will be about erasing the biggest smear campaign of his career. The champion isn't finished. The champion isn't faking. The champion is coming back angry. And the UFC better be ready.